Welcome to the Bat X Release Show, Friday, May 12th. Thanks for joining us here every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday now at 9:15. A forgettable Wednesday, 0-3. We couldn't even get what was it, our prize? No, McCann. We didn't even get that action on that. Would have looked good. He might have been hitting in the 9-hole too if he came in there. But as we move on, we're trying to finish the week on a high note. How's the board looking today, Derek, who is coming back to us while still on location at, what is it, the SBC conference?
Yeah.
How's the board looking today, big guy?
Yeah, it's pretty bare, honestly. You know, a lot of times we'll come out and we'll have 4 or 5 plays. There's not that many of them today. The ones that we have, I think especially one of them is very good, but the volume is definitely not there today. We've had a couple of them even this early. We had
Perez got absolutely hammered, but like when the variance is like that high with an unknown guy where there's a lot of data to back it up and people who knew the data on one of the top prospects in all of baseball, they hit that over pretty quick.
Yeah, we were definitely looking at that, but that one's kind of gone at a good number now. So, you know, it is what it is. That's the challenges that sports betting, sports bettors face. The lines move. You want to get in early. We do our show, even earlier than we used to, but the lines are still going to move sometimes because that's the way it works.
No, it's very interesting now that we're taking a look at the market, maybe just an hour earlier and seeing where the early and usually sharp money comes in early and how that's affecting the market. So let's get right to it. Here's the release procedure. This is what we're doing just to make sure everybody's on the same page. We'll tell you the book we're betting at, give you some time, log into it. We'll hopefully give you some secondary books as well. Then we'll tell you the game in question, give you some time, and we'll tell you the market we're betting on, the player, and the over-under. Hopefully everybody can get the same number at the same price. So in saying that, 2 releases today. Derek, are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, 365, first thing out of the gates. If you have Betway, I believe we can get a similar number. Patano and the score for some Ontario people also available. We're going to the late game. San Diego at the Dodgers. Padres at the Dodgers. Prop market, pitcher strikeouts. For release number 1, we are on Dodgers pitcher Dustin May under 5.5 Ks minus 150. Dustin May under 5.5 Ks minus 150. Let us know where you're getting it. Let us know if it's moving. It's 50 points. Not everybody that passes some people's threshold, but I mean, it's 44 points off Pinnacle, which is basically how you can gauge the market and which way the market's going to go. And Derek, I'll give you a ton of credit. Current 18.4% K percentage. When I'm comparing your projections to the other big dogs at FanGraphs, yours was the lowest on him, but right now it's looking like the most accurate.
Yeah, which I'm really happy to see. Like, obviously he's a young pitcher. He's exciting. Like, it looks like he should be striking guys out, and he just doesn't. And that's the way it is sometimes. There's a lot more to pitching than just like how the pitch looks. And today especially, he's in a tough matchup. He's against a really good San Diego offense, low strikeout San Diego offense. Obviously, as a member of the Dodgers, his leash can be quite short. His last few starts, he has been in the mid to upper 90s. I think he went over 100 in one of the starts, but generally this is a guy who's going to live more in the 85 pitch range, especially when he's not pitching particularly well. And in a matchup against the Padres, it's not like I would expect him to go out there and shut them out, or, he's going to give up some hits. He should give up some runs. The bat here is projecting 4.1 strikeouts. So we're getting almost a strikeout and a half under this number. I know you said some people, their threshold, they don't like betting it, anything beyond minus 150 or whatever it is. Don't have rules like that. Like, we bet these sometimes, and all that matters is it positive expected value? Is this number better than the projection says it should be? So, like, if you have a minus 150, it says in order to break even on minus 150, you need to win that bet a little under 60% of the time. If the bat says this play is going to win 75% of the time. So I don't care if it's minus 150. we're getting so much value on that. You just bet it anyway.
Yeah, and we should preface that in the sense that we're here doing this for the entire season. If you're just coming in and picking one off and you're like, oh, we lost at minus 150, I'll never come back, right? This is, like you said, this is what we're doing all season long. And that's why we don't really have a threshold and we're just looking for value.
That's exactly it. Like, betting is not about any one single bet. It's about placing lots of positive expected value bets over time. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, but over time, you're going to win more money than you're going to lose if you're playing the probabilities like this.
Woo, Moose is saying plus 146 for the under 4.5.
Oh my God. Where do you see that? That is incredible.
So you're getting plus 146, excuse me, out of the gates. And then you said 4.1. So you're getting what, like a 54% winning probability already.
Yeah, the 4.5 actually projects to win about 60% of the time.
Woo.
So even, I mean, the numbers I was seeing plus 115, I think I saw plus 112, like they're good bets too. Even if this drops into the 4.5 plus money range, like it's still good. So 4.5 plus 146 is insane. That's easily better than this 5.5 number.
And here's a perspective that someone just looking to handicap this game goes into the game log, sees that he went over in one of his most recent starts versus this same San Diego lineup. But looking at it, San Diego, I think he threw 97 pitches in that game. Excuse me. Awful. He had just 3 strikes swinging. That is absolutely criminal. That's not a bankable number. No. I mean, just staring at 20 strikes is probably something that will regress down for sure.
Yeah, and it's something that we talk about too. When a pitcher sees a team in back-to-back starts like this, the hitters have the advantage because they've seen him, they know what he throws. It's a familiarity effect, and so that's going to hurt May here also.
Awesome. There it is. So because we're on this and the market's going that way, Pinnacle's at minus 194. If you don't want the minus 150 because of a threshold, like we said, Moose said there's some giant 4.5s out there. Wait to see if the market does move that way and try to pick off the best price at the under 4.5. Hopefully you can get minus 146. That's just a gigantic number.
Yeah. But again, even if you have the 115 or whatever, like I was kind of going back and forth before the show on which number I preferred. So you're fine to bet that.
Awesome. So we're on May under 5.5 Ks minus 150 in the nightcap. Jumping over to our second release, still 365. We lost Yuri Perez. We go through that one. We had Mackenzie Gore went off the board, and there's probably a reason for that. We were on the under 5.5. That got lit up. That's gone. But for release number 2 here, we're at 365. Canby books also available, and I think Betway and Botano guys who have those books might actually have a slightly better, maybe 2 or 3 point better on this release here. So game in question, Toronto at Atlanta, the Braves, the Blue Jays. Oh, sorry. I believe. Yes. Sorry. I wrote it the other way. It is Atlanta at Toronto.
Yep.
Prop market, pitcher strikeouts. And for release number 2, Friday, May 12th, Spencer Strider under 8.5 Ks minus 115. Spencer Strider under 8.5 Ks minus 115. Let us know where you got it. Let us know if it's moving. These are tough, sweaty bets, right?
Oh, yeah.
But it's usually the sharp side to fade big name, big pitchers. Pinnacle's at minus 148. The market's likely going to go on there. I mean, this is not an easy one for bettors to sweat out. He has a 42.4% K percentage. That is absolutely unsustainable. The best projection for him, you project him even lower. The bat projects him even lower at FanGraphs. The best projection for Strider is 35% K rate on the year. The market will likely copy the Pinnacle line. And this is kind of just a perfect example of public versus sharp betting. He's hit the over in 6 of his 7 last starts, yet the market is going down. So if you find yourself in there and your price continues to grow when you're looking at it, you might be on the wrong side of the market. What are your projections here for Strider in not an easy matchup right out of the gates in a not an easy pitching environment?
Projection 7.8, so it's about 3/4 of a strikeout under this number. Projects to win about 62% of the time. So at minus 115, this is solid value. This isn't like amazing, but especially like you said, compared to how when you look at how the market's moving, you look at a sharper book like Pinnacle at minus 148. I'm fine with this. Like Strider's obviously incredible. He's one of the absolute best pitchers in baseball. He's been amazing this year. But nobody has and maintains a 15 strikeout per 9 rate. Like that's just not going to happen. And I mean, he has to have 9 strikeouts here to for us to lose this bet.
Yeah.
There's almost no pitcher in baseball who will ever have a mean expectation in any start of 9 strikeouts, much less a start against one of the absolute best offenses in baseball. Like the Jays are really good. They're a little bit below average for strikeouts. They should theoretically, put up some runs on him, at least more than his usual. It's almost 80 degrees in Toronto today, so it's hitting weather. And like this is just, it's the ugly side. It's the side people don't want to bet. And
For sure.
That's why you get value on it sometimes. We did it with Ohtani the other day, and then we wound up winning that one. And I feel like this is pretty similar.
And these ones usually aren't blowouts. These ones aren't like, oh, he got 3 and it was a no sweat. No, these are, he'll get close to it. Like like a very happy ending to this would be Strider at 5Ks would be like probably the floor.
Yeah, right. I mean, there's a decent chance he winds up with 7 or 8 and we're sweating it the whole time. And that's kind of, I think, the most likely scenario here.
Yeah, but the simple handicap is why are you on the under 8.5 Ks? Because he needs 9 Ks.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So Spencer Strider under 8.5 Ks minus 115 there. We see the people in the chat getting minus 120 at Bet MGM. And now it's pulled. Wild thing about Strider is his velo down about 1.2 miles per hour. That is crazy. I didn't know that. Usually it's a red flag, but I mean 42.4% K percentage is absolutely insane.
Yeah, that is wild. He's using the fastball less, which generally, using his slider more, which generally helps a pitcher with strikeouts. But no matter what a pitcher does, what he's been doing is not sustainable.
That's been a trend over the MLB over the last couple seasons, right? Fastball usage down.
Yeah, just because teams and pitchers are getting smarter. You don't have to throw your fastball as much. A fastball is usually a pitcher's worst pitch. And so you just want to throw your better pitches more, as long as it doesn't become too predictable. And, we're not at that point yet. Pitchers are going to keep throwing their better pitches more often, which, duh.
Scotty Miller, Strider went the other way at Caesars. So Caesars is going against the market, sure. Plus 107 minus 107 at Caesars.
Yeah, then Milo says minus 149 at Caesars now. So I don't know what happened, but
the trader went the wrong way. The trader hit the button on the wrong side there. So I wonder if some people got that minus 107, but
minus 107, that's awesome.
And then Kate Dawes talks about some fringe plays that we were looking at. Gore under 5.5 minus 118. What was our?
I think we were looking at like plus 120 was the number I wanted. So let me see. Yeah, it was plus 120. So if you're at you're not on that anymore.
No, that one was done. And then his Perez number is over 4.5 minus 105.
Like it's not bad. You can bet that. There's some value on it, but it's not as good as what were we looking at? I think it was like
we were looking at plus 125.
Yeah, it opened at plus 130. Not too long before the show, it was plus 125. So it's moved. Minus 105 is still okay.
What's your pitch count projection for Perez? Like, has anyone said anything about it? I didn't see anything.
Yeah, so he's a guy who generally is on a very short leash. So if he struggles, you might be in trouble. His baseline pitch count's only about 79 pitches. The bat's projecting him for 89 today, which he has hit at times this year. He's gone 6 innings twice. They are going to limit his innings this year probably because he didn't throw a lot of them last year. But this is a really good matchup. I would expect him to pitch pretty well, to be able to, pitch 85 or 90 pitches. But there is downside to that.
Yeah, he's also skipping AAA.
Yeah.
So, I mean, command could be an issue out of the gates.
Yeah, it can. The bat thinks he's pretty good by prospect standards, but you never know. And again, it's always about the number you're getting. I think minus 105 is okay. It's not as good as the plus 125 that, I was thrilled with this morning.
Yeah. And then you see a Cincinnati offense that, I mean, after the first inning yesterday versus Senga, just whiffed heavily. So there's a lot to like there, especially if he can get going and can get to 75, maybe even 80 pitches. But we're off it considering the market opened at plus 130 and we're 35 points late to the party. So just the two. Markets are moving quickly. Sharp action was quick and swift and picked some things off the board before the 9:15 release. But we're on Dustin May under 5.5 Ks minus 150. And we said, if you don't like that, wait to see if the 4.5 comes out, because it will, and see if you can get good plus money, because Derek's projection is at about 4.1. So you can get giant plus money plus a 60% probability of a win. And then we were on, as my mind, Spencer Strider under 8.5 Ks minus 115. That will do it for us here on Friday. Looking to finish strong off tough Wednesday, great Tuesday, tough Wednesday. Those are the bounces. We'll be back here again Tuesday, 9:15 sharp. This is Covers. I'm Josh Ingles. He's Derek Carty. This is the Bat X Release Show. We'll see you back next week.